Having created the server in the previous lecture, quickly, let's proceed with the contact route. Right here on VS Code, all I'm going to do right now is to navigate to the Explorer. So over here, I just have to close down the client. Alright, so now we are here in the root directory. So right in the root directory, we are going to create a package called route. Click here, where my mouse is, on new folder. We are going to name this folder route. Right in this folder, we are going to create the contact route module. Right click on the route, hit on new file. Contact route.js. So here I'm going to do const router equal require express dot router, and the next is the node mailer. Const node mailer equal require node mailer. Alright, so to implement the node mailer, 3 steps are involved. Step 1 is we have to create the transporter object. Step 2, we have to set the mailing options object. And step 3, we have to deliver the message with the send mail method. So before we proceed with those steps, we just have to create the route. Now I'm going to do router dot post single quote slash contact comma, and here we need to take in 2 parameters, request and response. Take note, friends, do not swap the parameters. Okay, so when you do response here and request here, you may not have it work for you. Set it to arrow function, Command B to have a full body. So here we have to grab the data from the form, which is from the body. Now we are going to have a variable data equal request dot body, because we are making the request from the form which we created earlier in the previous lectures. If the fields are empty, we want to throw back some message over there to the client. And I think we've implemented this in the contact.js. So Command P, contact me.js. So it is exactly the same thing we are going to do, but few changes. Copy lines 51 and then go back to contact route, paste. Close up the curly bracket. So right here, it is going to be data.name.length, which is this data right here, variable data. So same thing applicable to the whole of them. Data.email.length and then data.message.length. Beautiful. So if they are equal to 0, which means if nothing is in the fields and you click the send button, we have to return response.json, taking an empty object, and I'm going to do MSG for the message. So I'm going to do here, please fill all the fields. Beautiful. So let's head on with step 1. So can someone remind me, what is step 1? Alright, don't worry, I'm going to help you out. Step 1 is to create the transporter object. Let SMTP transporter equal node mailer dot create transporter. Now we're going to take in some empty object. Right here, we're going to have the service, and it's going to be Gmail. And please, you have to place a comma here. The connect port, let's make it 465, comma. And now we have to implement the authentication. The user, now you have to include your email. Take note, this is my personal email. So make sure to fix in your email right in the single quote, comma, and here you have to fix in your password as well. So let's say my password is ABC223. So please do make sure the email and the password is correct. If you do not have it correct, it might not work for you. The next in line is to define the mailing options. Set it to empty object again. So here we're going to have from column data dot email, comma, to. So now this is the email of your client, like it is coming from the email of your client to your own personal email, which is the admin email. So I just have to copy this, paste it right here. The subject, backtick, message from $sign over here, open and close curly bracket, and then data dot name, comma, HTML, backtick. All right, so here you should not be confused. This backtick is opening here and it is ending here. I just want to do this for clarity so that everyone can follow along. Now we are going to have a H3. Close up this H3 over here. Informations. Outside the H3, we are going to have a URL tag. And here we're going to have an li tag. Now we're going to have the name coming from data dot name. Highlight, duplicate it. And here we are going to have the email data dot email. All right, now lastly, we are going to have it for the message. But for that, we have to move outside the URL tag. And take note, we are still in the HTML, right in the backtick. Here we're going to have a H3. So basically what we are doing is we are designing the layout for which the message will assume right in your inbox. All right, so we are just creating the layout for the message. It's as simple as that. Message H3, have a P tag, and then close up the P tag. Right in between the tag, we're going to have a $sign, open and close curly bracket, data dot message. All right, so this is all for the mailing options. So right after this, our mailing object, we have to send the message with the send email method. So all I'm going to do right here is SMTP transporter dot send mail, taking the mail options, comma, and then set it to arrow function. So these sometimes could throw an error, so we have to wrap it up in a try block. So here we should take in the error as well. Okay, right in the card block, we're going to return response dot. So if the response dot status is equal 500 dot JSON, we are going to pass in the message. Here we're going to do MSG. There is server error. And also over here in the try block, we are going to check what the error is again one more time. If response.status is 400, we are going to do please fill all the fields. And here, if the response.status is 200, so this is a success response. MSG, which is the message, so we are going to do thank you for beautiful. All right. So what is? We have to export this module. Module dot exports equal router. Beautiful. All right, so before we round up this lecture, we have to do one thing. Here, can you see this curly bracket? This is it over here. So this is not supposed to be so. All we are going to do right now is highlight, cut it off, scroll up. Here is it. So it should end here. Command V to paste. Can you see now? Everything cool. Quickly, let's go to the server.js and import this module. Let's do it right here. Alright, so this is all for now for this lecture. See you in the next lecture. Take care.